სანამ საბოლოო პასუხი არ გვექნება.
So these are the preliminary lab reports, one from the vaginal swab and one for the pus. So what the pre-answer means, usually when we take the samples for the culture test, bacterial culture test, it takes up to 10 days to get the final result. But in about like 3-4 days we get the pre-answer. So the pre-answer tells us whether the bacteria is gram-negative or gram-positive. We don't know the exact strain, we get the exact strain in 10 days, but in 3-4 days we know whether it's gram-negative or gram-positive and what's the approximate number of this bacteria. So from the pus, this test states that there is Staphylococcus and we don't know yet which one. And there is something that is gram-negative. So in 10 days we will get to know what exactly does that mean.
And gram-negative is like a bacteria that can cause inflammation, right?
Of course.
Okay.
So this was from the pus. As for the vaginal swab, and so this one is from this vaginal swab, and it states that there is Enterococcus.
Interesting.
And in we don't know which strain again. We will know that later. And here is also gram-negative bacteria. So we will get those answers in. I think it will be next week. In the middle.
Could it also be the cause that I'm having so much candida infections, candida inflammations, like the yeast infections, because of the bacteria are also there and maybe making a good culture for like yeast?
Maybe your immune system is lower, so it's in that case the yeast comes back again and again. მორეციდივე სოკოვანი ინფექციები რომ აქვს შეიძლება მაგით იყოს გამოწვეული რომ ბაქტერიებმა ესეთი გარემო შექმნესო.
ჯერჯერობით აი ჩვენ ანალიზში სოკო არ არის დანახი. მე საბოლოო პასუხი რო იქნება შეიძლება მე აღმოჩნდეს იქ უკვე გაშიფრულად რო იქნება შტამები, მაგრამ ჯერჯერობით წინასწარ პასუხში წინასწარ ანალიზში სოკო არ ჩანს.
So that was the answer for your question, and also right now we can't really trace any fungus. Maybe in 10 days we get.
But it's good. It seems low now. I had it like 3 weeks ago, and I use fluconazole, the tablets, because for me it's better than the creams. Sometimes I use them when I think like, okay, now I have a yeast infection, then I use them and it just prescribes them. I think it's also around the antibiotics. I have more yeast infections, but also sometimes in between. So
of course. That's
around my period again, because then my immune system goes down because of my period, and then I get yeast infections again.
საჯერჯერობით და მე ვნახოთ შეიძლება მე ამ გამოჩნდეს. ეხლა გაკეთდა კიდე აი ეს ანალიზი ჰერპეს ვირუსზე და ხლამიდიაზე. ქლამიდია არის უარყოფითი, მწვავეც და მწვავე ფორმაც და ანტისხეულები და ქრონიკულიც და აი ამ ჰერპეს ვირუსია ცოტა მომატებული ეს ქრონიკული ფორმა, ეს ნიშნავს რომ გადატანილი ინფექციაზე გვანიშნებს ეს იმუნოგლობულინ G, რომელიც წარსულში ქონდა ალბათ და არის ანტისხეულები, მაგრამ ეს საგანგაშო და რაიმე ისეთი რომ ავტახოთ ახლა განგაშის და რაღაცა ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი არ არის. ოდნავ არის მომატებული ნორმის ზედა სხვა ზემოთ.
So we also checked your blood for the herpes and for the chlamydia. So we check for the antibodies. There are two kinds of it. We look for immunoglobulin G and M. G is for whenever G is positive, it means that there was a trace of this antibody in the past. When the IgM is positive, it means that there is right now at this exact moment this herpes or anything. For chlamydia, both came negative, so there is no trace of chlamydia. As for the herpes, the IgG is positive, which means that in the past you had this herpes, and your body remembers it with the help of these antibodies. But it's not something you have to worry about at this point.
Okay, good.
დანარჩენი ანალიზები ყველაფერი იცის, განხილული გვაქვს. და ველოდებით ახლა საბოლოო პასუხებს.
So all the other tests, I think we've covered that.
Okay.
And we have to just wait for the final result to come back.
Okay. Did they find any, how do you call that? Infection things in my blood? Not bacteria, but like if they could see I have infection in my body. Sometimes you can see that in the blood.
You mean like when they check for sepsis? You know what sepsis is?
No, not sepsis.
But
no, sometimes,
CRP? Yes.
Sometimes when you have like a inflamed area, it shows up in the blood as how do you call that? It traces that there's infection.
There is this CRP and ECR, like erythrocyte sedimentation rate, and this C-reactive protein. Those are the markers of if there's any kind of inflammation in the body. Those indicators go up, and they just tell us that there is something going on, some kind of inflammation. And we check that in the blood, like on the first day when we took your blood, we checked for the ESR and CRP. And I think the doctor told you those answers, no?
No, not yet.
It's it with it's ESR is 18. It's like way normal. That's like good result. It should be under 20 up to 50. It should be under. And the CRP is 11.6. It should be under 6.
Okay.
And it's a bit higher, but that's like we were waiting for that kind of number because of these
inflammations on my skin, so it shows up in my blood. Okay.
ეს ახლა ნებისმიერი ასეთი ანთების დროს სავარაუდოა რომ იქნება მომატებული. ეხლა ამას გამწვავება არ აქვს ამ პერიოდში. შეიძლება უფრო მეტიც კონდეს ხოლმე.
When there is like really acute situation going on, the CRP level is way higher. Right now it's a bit higher than the normal.
Okay. Okay.
მეტი არაფერი, ყველაფერი დანარჩენი ნორმაშია.
That covers all the tests.
Okay, the urine was clean, the stool was clean.
ესენი შარდი და განავალი.
არ მოსულა ჯერ ეგანა.
We are waiting for that. For the bacterial tests.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, really good.
და როგორც გვექნება, ალბათ ორშაბათს იქნება უკვე.
I think we will get those by Monday and we will cover those too.
Okay. So I have to start the how you call that, Z pills?
Suppositories,
after my period.
Yes.
Okay. So can I do it like on the last day when I don't?
After 5 days, when it all will be finished fully, afterwards you can use the Z pills once a day for 10 days in the evening.
Okay.
Preferably when you're lying in your bed and.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great.
სანთლები ჯერ ესე იგი სანთლებს ჯერ არ ვიღებთ. რომ დამთავრდება ციკლი, მეორე დღიდან დაიწყებს უკვე სანთლების ხმარებას.
So the doctor said about this because whenever this menstrual cycle will be finished on the second day, you can start using those.
Okay. Yeah.
სხვა რემიკითხვა ხო არ აქვს?
Any questions we can help you with?
No, not at the moment. No. Everything's going good. I'm happy.
ხოლმე წავხსენით. ფაგები აქვს შაბათ-კვირისთვის, ყველაფერი აქვს. რამე ხო არ არის ისეთი რაც ჭირდება შაბათ-კვირას და არა აქვს.
I think you have everything like the phages, suppositories, everything is enough.
Yeah. So I asked, I can use the phage cream as much as I want, right?
Yeah, but thin layer of this ointment will be preferable.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Good. So I just came back from the clinic. As you can see, there are some test results back, which are pretty interesting. They found multiple bacteria. They don't really know which strain yet, but they also found multiple negative gram bacteria, which means inflammation and infection-causing bacteria, the ones you don't want to have. They know the intestiphages are working, so I need to keep continuing using the intestiphages. So I'm going to take my evening phage of today first before I continue, because they gave me new kinds of phages and phages for the weekend because they are closed in the weekend. First I will take my phage of the day. The 1-sip phage. So they gave me a few new boxes of the intestiphages for the weekend. Each box contains 5 bottles of the Phage, so the phage that I just swallowed. So those are for the weekend, and I have to keep them cool in the fridge. So not in the freezer, but in the fridge. So I'm gonna put those in the fridge after I'm done. They gave me new spatulas for the cream, and they told me I can use the cream as many times as I want, because what I was noticing, they said I have to put the cream on once a day. What I was noticing that the times in between, when I would have to put on new bandages without the phage cream in between, my inflammations will get a little bit more inflamed again every time. So now they say I can use as much cream as I want, only thin layers, but multiple times a day. I can put it also on all the other different kinds of spots. That's no problem, because it doesn't have any side effects. You can use it as much as you want. They also gave me something new, which is this. And these are actually Z pills, also with the Phages inside. And I'm gonna open them up because I never saw how this looked before. It's interesting, it's in foil. Let me see how these, okay. So there are 10 pills. They look like this. And I have to put them on my vagina because they found some bacteria there as well. And I have to do that for 10 days. At night when I go to sleep, I have to put one in there. Bit interesting story. I have to put one in there and then leave it overnight, and then the phages will go in there and dissolve all the gram-negative bacteria there. And they found a new kind of bacteria, which is the Enterococcus. They did not find it yet, but it's also in the Phage. So the Phage, the one that I'm taking in a swallow form, a cream form, and now also in a pill form, it contains the Staphylococcus, the Enterococcus, the Proteus, the Shigella, the Salmonella, the E. coli, and the Pseudomonas bacteria fighters, little phages for fighting those kinds of bacteria. So they found the Staphylococcus in my last swab, but they don't know which strain yet. They found the Proteus in the Netherlands in my swabs. And now they also found the Enterococcus on my vaginal swabs. So this is why I'm taking like these ones, the new Z pills. So yeah, it's been a pretty interesting meeting at the clinic today. They also did a little different kind of routine on cleaning my wounds. So what they used to do is that they would clean it with betadine and then put a phage straight out of the bottle with a syringe. They would spray it on there and then spray it on a bandage and then tape that. But what they did now was first they cleaned it with betadine, then they sprayed me with phages, like washed me with the phages, and then they put the phage cream on a band-aid and put it on there, just like I do at home, only I don't spray these directly on. So yeah, a little bit different routine, new test results, and Monday we are going back because they are closed for the weekend. And we'll see on Monday what else they're gonna do, maybe more test results and stuff. I also talked to the publication manager, and next week I also will be having an interview with one of the leading doctors, and I can ask them any questions about phages, about the Eliaba clinic in general. So I'm gonna ask them a lot of things. If you have any questions for them or wondering something that you maybe want me to ask them, let me know, send me an email or a message, and I will try to incorporate it in the interview. As well as they still try to get me into the lab to film there, so we'll see if that's gonna work out. So yeah, it's been a great first week. I think I'm already having some results. I am on my period now, and normally on my period my HS spots that are there are like inflamming really badly, and I get all these new kinds of spots. But actually, since I've been taking phages on Monday, I did not gain any new spots. There's only one on my left shoulder that is a little bit more inflamed, but not really painful or anything. So it's little red, and when I push it, I feel a little bit, but it's not really like whoosh. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting. I never had that in over, well, at least 5 to 8 years that during my period I'm not having any more new inflammations and the ones that are there. So no, nothing like that at the moment. I have more energy, which is also pretty interesting. And the ones that I do have are closing up, and they look different than they used to when they were closing up. They're changing color, they're getting more pink. Scar tissue is really getting more little and more little. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting so far, and we'll see what next week brings. So I'm taking also a weekend off from vlogging. So my next vlog will be on Monday. And well, for now, I wish you a lovely weekend. Thank you for watching my documentary vlogs on the bacteriophages and Hidradenitis Suppurativa. And for now, I wish you a lovely day. Bye, everyone.